Hi, and welcome to your Platterful monthly tutorial. If you're new here, click the link in the top right corner and learn a little bit more about us. Okay, let's get started. Okay, up first, we're going to start with our Manchego wedge. So go ahead and remove this from the wrapper. Okay, for this one, we are just going to slice the wedge all the way up and cut about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch slices all the way up the wedge. From here, you can just remove and discard the 2 end pieces that have the rind on them. Those are not going to be good. You don't want to eat those. So go ahead and just toss those. Okay, we're going to do 2 different placements with this Manchego. The first one is going to be this nice fan look. So you're going to take the slices, the triangles of Manchego, and you're going to use the tip as a point, an anchoring point. So you're just going to fan them out as you see me do in the video. I do it with 5 pieces on this first one. Okay, for the next placement, we're going to actually flip them on their sides and do this nice zigzag zipper where we have the larger side of the wedge on one side and then flip it on the next piece and do it on the other side. With my remaining 4 pieces, I'm going to create another one of those fan shapes. Okay, up next we have our flavored goat cheese log, so go ahead and take this one out of the wrapper. This one's going to be super simple. We are actually just going to use it as the log itself on our board. Nothing crazy to do here. For our large kits, we do have this really cute little honey bear that you can place next to the goat cheese, which would pair very nicely with it. Okay, and lastly for our large kits, we have this Cranberry Chipotle Cheddar. So go ahead, take this one out of the wrapper. Okay, for this one, it does come in a wedge, but I'm actually going to just cube this, and it's gonna give a really nice texture for this cheese on our board. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to cut it all the way across at about 1/2 of an inch, and then I'm going to flip it and I'm going to cube it, again, cutting it across the wedge at 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch. For the placement of this, we're just going to be able to create nice clumps of these little cubes throughout our board. Up first for our meats, we have our salami chub. So go ahead and take this one out of the wrapper. It has the paper wrapper and then it has a plastic outer casing and then it has another casing on the actual chub itself. And we will just go ahead and cut off one of the tips of the chub. And then I use scissors and you can kind of get underneath that casing. Use your scissors, cut it a little bit, and then that makes it a lot easier to peel back. Okay, for slicing this one, we are just going to slice the chub all the way up, cutting at about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch, all the way up the chub. For the placement of these, we can take them and align them up around things individually, or we can take them and assemble them into the little clumps throughout our board. Okay, and lastly for our large kits, we have this Cranberry Chipotle Cheddar. So go ahead, take this one out of the wrapper. Okay, up first, we are going to create a salami rose out of this sliced salami. So we are going to take 7 pieces and we are going to lay them out on our board almost as they come in the package, overlapping them nearly 3/4 of the way, just like you'll see me do in the video. You do want to individually take apart each slice of salami to just make them a little bit more nimble as you go to move them around. Once you get them laid out, we're going to take it, fold it in half like a taco, spin it so that it is perpendicular to you, and then you just roll, 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 and then when you're done, it will look like this. You can use your fingers to span out a little bit of the petals a little bit if you want to, and then you'll just want to make sure that you place this so that it is pinched up against something so that it doesn't unravel. Up next, we're going to do our salami river. So take 2 slices of salami, fold each of them in half like tacos, and then we are going to take them and overlap them halfway, as you'll see me do in the video. Take the bottom slice, fold it up over that top slice. Take another slice of salami, fold it in half, place it over, and then fold that initial slice down. So you're just going to continue this pattern, and it almost creates this like braiding motion for the remainder slices of salami that you have. Okay, now I want to give a little shout out to our 2 box sponsors for this month. So we have our Ollie Bites, the red pepper stuffed green olives, and then we also have these little mini granola clusters from Cluster Bucks. Before we get into our board builds, I want to show you what I'm going to do with this chocolate date bar. So I'm actually going to take it and I'm going to cut it lengthwise all the way down, and then I'm just going to cut it into little chunks, and this makes it much easier for people to grab off of the board. Okay, now we're gonna get into our board build. So if you got the standard kit, you can go ahead and keep watching. If you got the large kit, you're gonna wanna fast forward about 1.5 minutes, and then you will be able to watch me build the large kit.